Checkity check, check, check.
1 2 1 2. Anybody out there?
It's okay if you're not out there, you guys. Don't worry.
I was more of like trying to make a Survivor joke. Like, anybody out there?
It's a good joke.
Thank you.
I get it. It's
Thank
funny
you.
stuff. We're back. We're back, you guys. This is Sofa Survivor. We're here with a special episode for you guys, actually. I'm Tom Sofa.
And I'm Mike Tomato.
And let's talk about what makes this episode so darn special.
And it's not you, but it is you.
Yeah. Well, we got a 2-for-1 here, you guys. We're trying to speed up this season a little bit, so we're going to go 2-for-1 on this one. But fear not, we will let you know when you should pause. If you're looking to take a little break in between episodes, we'll let you know before we get going, so that you can consider that.
But we're packing it in.
But we are packing it in. We might go a little bit faster, too, just for the sake of time. But, you know, we'll just take it as it comes, as you got to do.
I think we can give ourselves some grace because this season it's not a snooze fest, but
I'm going to say that these were the best 2 episodes.
These were the best 2 episodes so far.
We got stuff to look forward to.
Like maybe towards the end of season 1, like it really does get interesting.
It might.
Because this gave me a glimmer of hope.
And it's so early in the show.
Yeah.
You know, as far as it's 47 seasons, whatever. Anywho, so let's look back on last week's episode and just kind of what we were thinking prior. Mike thinks that thought that Dirk was going to go home in episode 4. Or Jenna, or not Jenna. I had Jenna episode 4 if it was going to be Pagong. But yeah, you just had Dirk. You were like, Dirk's gone.
Dirk did
Colleen? And Ramona.
Ramona.
You had Dirk and Ramona.
Yeah.
I went against the grain and I said Jenna, or I agreed with you that Dirk was gone.
Yeah.
We're on the same page there. So yeah,
we saw the writing on the wall. On that
one. You still got Susan winning.
Hell yeah, I do.
I have
my Wisconsin girl. You know,
Greg, and then you said episode 5 to go. If Pagong, you said Gretchen, which I think you couldn't be more.
I'm so wrong. Yeah, I'm so wrong for that.
I think Gretchen might be making a move to be one of my favorites to win. And I'm gonna say that Greg, though entertaining, is falling off my radar to win.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think he's screwing up big time.
But I think the show might keep him because of, I mean, we'll get to it, but like what him and Colleen.
We're going to get into
are
it.
doing.
I'm not going to dive too deep.
Because that's juicier television.
Yeah, that's episode 5 though, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're going to get to that, guys. Don't touch that dial. So here we go. We got 13 people left here in season 1, episode 4. This episode's called Too Little Too Late. And that is just the overall theme of this episode. We got Sean, Rudy, Richard, Susan, Dirk, and Kelly on the Tagi tribe. We got Jarvis, Colleen, Ramona, Gretchen, Greg, Jenna, and Joel on the Pagong tribe. For the first episode, we start on the Pagong side for the first episode of the season. Every other season, we've been starting Tagi, except for obviously episode 1, where we've had everybody at the beginning.
Right.
They're showing lots of rain, which is leading to a bunch of bugs coming. Gretchen's upset. She feels that she's the most prepared.
She is. I think she is, because she did that like Air Force survival.
Oh yeah,
thing
for sure.
And was she the first to make fire on the show? I believe so.
Didn't they use the glasses from BB?
Yes.
So it was his glasses.
But wasn't it Gretchen's idea?
It might have been.
Because that's what I thought.
Sounds about right.
If my memory is serving me correct.
Needless to say, Gretchen's upset.
Yeah.
And she's got good reasoning to be so. It has to do with where the shelter's at.
Right. Because of BB, the consequences of BB's actions are still hitting the tribe, even though he is gone.
Right. So true. And Greg is kind of going a little crazy using a coconut as a phone.
That,
which I thought was a little crazy.
It is a little bit crazy. I understand like the trying to be the funny guy of it all.
I will say that that's not. So I think that he's being partially funny, but I will say that that is something that happens in a later season for sure, at least one other time. So I think that that's people going a little crazy,
like cabin fever.
Yeah, like just begging to talk to somebody on the phone because the people around them are just like,
okay,
I'm tired of talking to these people. I'm begging to have somebody on the other side.
Interesting. Well, I wonder maybe like because they said early on that he had an ear infection, right?
They did mention that, yeah.
So,
I don't know if they mentioned that in the next episode.
Was that? I thought that
could be the next episode because you did watch him.
I did watch.
I did note it down, so when we get there, I will say that.
Okay.
So I think you might
maybe a little.
That's the problem with notes. No notes.
I know. I didn't.
You don't come prepared. You don't.
I didn't take notes this time.
That's okay. Fault. No. So Gretchen is seeing that Greg is a leader. Yes. Is what she thinks. And yes. I would say that Greg doesn't seem too leadery to me. I think he's just a little outspoken. I think he's a little bit, but I do not think that he's trying to lead. I just think he's trying to entertain.
That was what I was thinking as well. I don't think the group looks to him for direction. They look to him for levity.
Little punchline.
Yeah. Like just something to detract from the moment, whatever it is.
Exactly. So just to remind everybody who's gone up until this point, Sonia, BB, and Stacy. Stacy was the last to go. So yeah, Greg's going a little crazy with the phone. Gretchen's being a little uptight, semi-rightfully so, but you also don't want to ruffle too many feathers at the same time. It's a, whatever. So anyway, we slide over to the Tagi tribe where most people are looking for tapioca. But our guy...
Tapioca.
Sean is deciding to make a bowling alley instead. Which is just stupid weird.
Sean is nipple, right?
Sean is nipple.
Yeah, for a neurosurgeon, the guy's not very bright.
Yeah, I think that him wanting to do the bowling alley thing is just... I feel like it's just white male privilege coming out.
You think? I was kind of reading that way too.
And he's just like,
I don't have to do
I want to do the recreational thing. I don't want to do the thing that's beneficial to the team. And
responsibilities? What are those?
It felt very white male privilege to me.
It really, as the girls were like doing the bulk of the,
they're moving stuff.
The foraging, and then our gay icon of the season, Richard, is doing all the hunting.
Who's a baller, by the way. Big fan of Richard. You can't dislike
You're a fan of Richard.
You dislike Richard?
I don't not like Richard.
He's at least playing the game.
He's playing the game.
And I like that.
I appreciate
that's what we're there for.
He's playing to win, and I respect that.
Oh, yeah. Susan makes it pretty clear that she is getting tired of Sean. She should be. I'm getting a little tired of Sean myself.
I would too. I respect Susan in that moment. My Wisconsin queen was really not having it. And the way she called him out, I loved.
Yeah. That. Good stuff. Tree Mail comes and they mention that the next reward challenge is called Distress Signal, which I thought was interesting because the idea is whoever makes a better or more creative SOS symbol gets a crate of extra supplies.
And I thought the sponsor for this
who was the sponsor? Did I miss
Target.
that? Oh, really? I saw that on the bags, but I didn't see that they were sponsored.
You didn't see that like everything was Target branded.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for Target.
No,
they knew early.
They knew right away. Mm-hmm. Their marketing team was quick to jump on.
What was interesting was that Jeff was there and he had one of each tribe member come to discuss what they wanted to add.
Oh, to
the crate.
Yeah.
And this is not something that happens in other Survivors, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Maybe in the first couple seasons that I'm not familiar with, but thought that was bizarre. And the Pagong tribe, they wanted a spice rack. And
I get it. Just like salt and pepper is enough. You don't need all the spices in the world. You don't have food to make these types of things. They literally are catching rats and coconuts and rice. That's it. That's
There-
all they have.
There's got to be something more survivally that they should have said
Exactly.
than spice rack.
Like something that, like beans, lentils, something that has protein and longevity.
A knife.
A knife.
Something.
A knife.
Something that would really, like, I don't know.
Skewers.
I thought it was interesting.
A spear.
I thought it was very, very interesting.
Actual fish bait.
Well, Tagi wanted a knife. And I just mentioned that I thought it was a weird negotiation with Jeff. And then they leave with a clue that they've got to hold on to until they get back. And then here we go. They kind of start up with them talking about like what they want to put on their SOS signal.
Yep.
And Colleen is being a little freak. She's just like, we're all horny.
Colleen.
Let's just like,
Colleen wants an orgy.
They're literally like sex positions. They're just throwing out the most weird,
wild,
random stuff.
Wild. Colleen. She's really got Greg on the mind.
Yeah. Interesting.
And that's fine. She's a girl that's ready to freak.
She sure is.
She's a freaking girl. And get your bag. Get your life.
Yeah. Sean is being difficult when they go over to kind of talk about, we go back to the Tagi tribe, and they're going over to talk about what they're going to do for the SOS signal. And everything that anybody's saying, Sean is just like, how are we going to do that? That's not going to work.
Yeah, Nipple's being a real downer on that one.
Disagreeing with everything. Richard is just trying to actually strategize.
No, he's bringing the real corporate communication expertise out.
He really is.
In that moment. It was funny to see.
Ramona is coming across as the weak link early on, but then shortly after, Jarvis kind of is just like, yo, straight up, you got to be better.
I respect that. And I think it was after that moment we did see Ramona step it up a little bit.
Redemption City.
It's a shame that,
what's the title of this episode?
A Little Too Late.
Too Little Too Late.
Too Little Too Late.
Yep.
So I
foreshadowing.
So I can totally understand that. And it's in that moment, in these like survival situations, whatever, I don't think you need somebody to be like, hey, you need to step it up, otherwise you're out, to realize that you need to step it up or you're out.
Right.
Like you've already witnessed that.
If somebody's telling you
conversation,
then you've already missed the boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That then it's already seated in everybody else's mind that you're not pulling your weight around here and they want you gone.
Right. I agree.
So
she did have a great redemption for this episode though. And I think that had she stuck around, I think that had she made it past one vote, she could have been a finalist. Had she made it past one vote after her redemption.
Yeah.
Because then people would have forgotten who she was before and gotten past the vote.
I agree. I agree.
But I don't know.
Such is life.
Such is life. Ramona is, like I said, the weak link. They have that conversation. And then they figure out whatever the heck they're going to do for the SOS reward challenge. And then Jeff literally flies over. And now he says he's looking for clear visibility, which I thought was interesting because earlier when he was describing it, he was looking for creativity. And I feel like that's just kind of a different request because he was like, because it's one thing to put the most creative thing out there and it's another thing to like try to look for the more visible thing. And I just think that's a huge hole in that reward challenge. And I agree. It's frustrating that is kind of how it happened, but it's so early in the show. They're not thinking about the longevity of it yet. But
they should have just made that more clear. It should have been
stupid.
Yeah, it should have just been like, make a real SOS signal. Best one wins.
Yeah.
Call it a day. It shouldn't have been this like, the most creative one wins. Like, this isn't a design challenge.
And then changing it to the most clearly visible
exactly,
one
like
after,
while they're
midway.
on the plane or whatever. Yeah, so, I thought that was dumb. Shady Boots, dumb. It's like they just don't know what they're doing yet.
Yeah. So it comes out and he flies over and Tagi's thing pretty much says Tagi is Kroggy. which I didn't hate. I really didn't hate it. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was that good.
No, it's not good.
But they did decide to wear like different color or the same colored thing and put themselves in like a movement formation, which was creative.
Yeah, they showed some unity there,
and I thought a little artsy from Bird's Eye.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not winning any awards though.
Well, they did win.
They did win.
So you are winning awards.
Yeah, but
I hear you.
It's not really.
Pagong comes out with a big smiley face, and it was very, very basic and lame. I don't know how they landed on that.
I don't either.
But
I expected more out of them.
But then again, maybe this is right around
because they do seem like the more youthful, fun tribe.
Yeah, for sure they are. Well, one has Rudy and Richard, and the other has Colleen and Greg. Like
right.
there just is that divide. And so yeah, Tagi wins. Kind of lame challenge, kind of not clear on the rules, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So we're just gonna move on. Tagi wins, they get the stuff. Good job, guys. We go over to the Pagong tribe, and rightfully so. Pagong is upset that they lost, but their idea was terrible, so it was bad. They
deserve to lose.
Yeah, there you go.
Undoubtedly.
We see the first alliance form.
This
True
is when the
alliance.
show is getting interesting.
It's about dang time,
right? We're only 4 episodes in, and we see our first alliance.
Kelly, Rudy, Susan. They're forming an alliance. They're putting Sean and Dirk on the chopping block.
I think Richard is also a little bit involved in that alliance as well. Because
I'm sorry, did I say Richard?
You said Rudy.
Kelly, Richard, and Susan, not Rudy. He's not in on the alliance.
Exactly. Okay, good.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Kelly, Richard, and Susan.
Because they're out in the water all talking.
All chit-chatting. Oh, yeah. And I have it written down. And Rudy is shortly to come after Sean and Dirk. He's like, they've got up next, up to bat, and
which I love.
Yeah,
because even though Rudy and Rich are supposed to be pretty close, or Rudy has found something with him, but I love that Richard's going to be like, get this old man out of here.
Yeah,
get this old man.
Richard's
out.
Playing chess, and I love it.
But it's because Susan and Kelly don't like Richard,
right?
Or Rudy.
Yeah,
they don't like Rudy.
I know it's confusing. R&R.
White guys.
Yeah, white guys
get better names.
Yeah, for real. I agree. So
Mike and Tom get better names.
Yeah. Whoa, hey. You're right about that. Ramona comes out of her shell and is making friends. It's really nice to see.
She's a sweetheart.
She really is a sweetheart, and it was very, very excellent to see her.
I wonder if she ever returns on another episode or like another season.
I don't know. She might.
Because I feel like she could be a good
redemption. Yeah. There's definitely seasons where they have that type of thing. So that, yeah. Then we got a challenge, a relay challenge. And Pagong is cocky. They think that they're the cat's pajamas because they're a little bit more youth, but whatever. What'd you think of the challenge? Do you remember this one?
This was the boat. It was like the swim to the bridge to the map in the woods.
You got to swim to a map.
Dig a chest out of the
You got to pass the map to a member. The member then has to paddle to shore. Then they have to pass that along to somebody who's got to run through the jungle.
Yes.
Then they got to get the treasure chest that's buried.
Mm-hmm.
And then the key that's in the jungle gets brought back to the beach to open the treasure chest.
Correct.
Okay. I gotta say, best challenge yet. It seems as far as the setup, as far as like
right. It was the most involved. There was more moving steps. There was it seemed to be very physically demanding on every leg of the challenge, and it seemed to have lasted longer perhaps than some of the other ones that we've seen. Mm-hmm. A little bit more creative, I suppose.
Bad camera work to make it dramatic and
shoddy
fun.
Camera
really
work.
Bad.
Yeah, shoddy camera work.
But the challenge itself is better, which gives me hope for the future. And I know the future has hope anyway in this show.
Yeah, they were like whichever producer created that challenge was on to something.
Yeah,
they saw the future.
Yep. So, So yeah, Tagi is they actually end up breaking the glass to get the map, which I thought was crazy because the other tribe, Pagong, their map just fell right out of the bottle. Just slipped right out, and literally Richard was just like, break that shit. And everybody was on board instantly.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, break it. And like glass everywhere. Meanwhile, everybody's in like flip flops and barefoot. I'm like, are you guys stupid?
Glass on a there's a rule.
You guys
why
are
glass is
so
not on a
stupid.
beach.
It was kind of ridiculous.
But that's Survivor.
Hey,
Honestly, save the glass. Like use it to catch fish. I don't know.
I don't think so, but respect.
Do something else. Do something.
Respect, whatever. And then Jarvis, he gets so dang winded.
Yeah, not very.
Just like, what? Your basketball kids at the Y
YMCA
are going to tell you, bro, you got to do some down and backs because that's not acceptable.
Yeah, he was really showing his lack of shape there.
I don't understand. He looks so in shape.
But I think this episode, it talks more about it in season or episode 5, but I think this episode, it was showing that like the lack of nourishment is kind of getting to them.
For sure. I mean, they've had some stuff. They don't have nothing. They have rice. Like they're
still losing weight like crazy though.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Yeah,
so
I know.
Not a lot of protein, not a lot of that. It's probably the
rat.
No. My appeal is probably being denied.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do? So Tagi ends up winning, and then there's just like an insane musical cutaway to the Pagong tribe, like showing how sad that it is because that they make it seem like that their whole tribe is so, I don't know, kumbaya, if that's the right way to put it.
No, it is because they're the ones that have a little bit more antics. They did the conga line. They all paint their faces.
There are less.
They seem to be
dislikable characters.
Yeah.
On the Pagong tribe in comparison to the Tagi.
Yeah.
But they made that music very clear. And it was very dramatic and long for what it was. It was just not necessary.
And Pagong, they're not scheming as much as the Tagi players
no scheme.
are. Yeah, there's no scheme. There's no alliances other than like, maybe some sexual relationships, but really that's about it.
Right.
Where on Tagi, we're getting schemes.
And then following that weird Pagong sad cutaway, Jeff has a voiceover where he just straight up calls out Jarvis.
Yeah, he does.
For his weak performance in the challenges, and reminds us that Ramona is on the hot seat. Like, just Jeff has just an unnecessary voiceover.
It was so weird
to communicate that.
It was like God's voice came through, and it's Jeff Probst. He's telling them to get rid of the black people. I don't know,
dude. Literally,
it was wild.
What the fuck?
It was wild.
We still love you, Jeff, but come on now. First season, but come on now. And then Tribal comes, and the only notable thing that happens at Tribal. So in the later seasons, there is part of the show where after the challenge, they go back to their tribe, and there's hours for them to strategize. Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for?
Also, they have to pack up and shit, right?
Exactly. Pretty much none of that. Very, very brief. And they're just like, all right, we got to make this long ass walk back to Tribal.
That's when I think the show doesn't know what it is yet.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a little baby.
Yeah.
Little tiny tot. So yeah, Jeff says one thing, trying to stir the pot. And he calls out Jarvis again. He's just like, Jarvis, I noticed that you failed on all 3 challenges in front of the whole god.
Wild.
It was just like,
I don't understand what Jeff really doesn't like about this guy.
I don't know what, I know, I get that he's trying to stir the dang pot, but he's like,
I wouldn't do it that way.
Well, say that, but then after that, say, Greg, I noticed you're cuddling up with Colleen a little bit.
Exactly.
Oh, I noticed that you're doing that. But he just said, it was a one and done. And it was so direct and so intense and felt personal.
It felt a little, yeah, it did. It did. Which I don't know if that's Jeff's personal feelings or if the producers are in Jeff's ear to be like, hey, you gotta do something. But I could not help but notice the like racial undertones in this whole situation, and it was not cute.
I agree. It was back-to-back call out. He called out Jarvis twice to all the watchers and listeners, and then to all the people on his tribe.
Yep.
And then like he
is he maybe just really pissed that he can't swim? I don't know.
Racist. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. So anyway,
if the shoe is fitting,
we're not going to dive too deep into it, I guess. But it was
the
bizarre.
Racial politics of Survivor.
It was bizarre.
I did not like it.
It was bizarre. It's something to look out for.
Yeah. In 2000, I don't know how this would have played with the audience. You know, that obviously we live in a post George Floyd, post Black Lives Matter moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're a little bit more conscientious of these types of things. But in my opinion, this was a racist moment on the season.
I agree. It was wild. And I mean, I brought it up before that there are plenty of tribal moments that I feel like so.
I think
real quick, I'm sorry. So I created a TikTok today, as you know, something stupid of the Survivor, whatever.
Right.
And I was going to do that on this episode, but I couldn't do it because everybody had face paint. And I was like, I can't put this in a TikTok.
Yep.
I can't this is so not okay.
Yep.
So I had to wait for the next episode for them to go to tribal for me to get the video that I was looking for. But my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Anyhow, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
do you know what you were going to say?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Apologies.
It's totally
sir.
fine.
I'm so sorry. But anywho, so we get to voting, and it is pretty clear cut. But two votes go to Colleen.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of surprised.
I was a little bit surprised by that too.
And Jenna snagged a vote too, which I was not super surprised about. I figured Astray was going to come some way or another, but 2 to Colleen was just a little surprising.
I didn't expect the Colleen votes. I didn't.
And I almost thought that it would be wild if she was sent home instead of Ramona.
We don't see who voted for Colleen, do we?
I got to be honest. I didn't really look at who voted for who. I didn't really care.
They don't show all of that. They don't show everybody who votes for
everybody. Do at the end during the credits.
Do they?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't blame you or anybody else for not watching.
Okay, because I have like maybe Dirk was a little bit jelly that
Dirk didn't vote.
Oh, was he on the other team?
Yeah, Dirk's on Tagi. Tagi won. This was Pagong.
Who am I thinking of then? Maybe Joel.
Yeah, maybe Joel. I mean, I bet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to bet because I don't know.
Whatever. I'm speculating.
So Ramona goes home. She gets 4 votes. Jenna gets 1. Colin gets 2. And it just, fully solidifies the name of the title of the episode, which is Too Little, Too Late.
Mm-hmm.
And
isn't that a song?
It's just a little too late, a little too wrong, something like that.
That's what I'm thinking of. All the right things to say.
Yeah, great tune.
Yeah,
great tune. So goodbye, Ramona.
Goodbye, Ramona.
Goodbye, Ramona. And I mean, had she given her all on day 1,
we'd be having a very different conversation.
I think Colleen Colleen.
Yeah,
like it really could have been anybody.
Yep.
Probably not a guy though. I will say that this was a tough couple episodes, or the next episode. Women aren't winning in the next episode.
Nope, they're not. But unfortunately,
we're gonna get there right now. So, you guys, that's the end of this season 1, episode 4. If you're looking to take a little break ski from the pod ski, give it a little pause.
Break ski from the pod ski.
Yeah. Give it a pause. Come back later when you're ready to pod back up again, and then click play because we're about to hit season 1, episode 5.
Cinco.
Tune in. So
tune in.
Do.
This is our break music. We're having a break. Checking our notes.
And we're back.
Break's over.
All right. You guys.
We need you working. Break is over.
Break is over, you guys.
Get on the floor.
Get on the floor. Do what you got to do.
Sell me something.
So here we are, you guys. Season 1, episode 5.
Episode 5. Halfway through the season, maybe. I don't remember how many episodes there are.
My guess is there's probably usually like 12 episodes, so we're borderline halfway.
Okay.
Next week we can say halfway.
I feel like any pilot season always like 10 is like they're happy.
It could be, yeah. We'll circle back. This next episode is called Pulling Your Own Weight.
Mm-hmm.
Which
you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
That's a fact.
I saw that in Cirque du Soleil.
Not much has changed. Who do we have gone? Sonia, BB, Stacy, and our newest gone, Ramona. We are down to 12. It's 6 against 6.
6 on 6. Which even numbers does make for better challenges, and that maybe
it does. You know what? What happens in the later seasons is the tribe gets to pick somebody to just sit out.
Oh, really?
To even it out, and then they just kind of sit out. And sometimes there's little clues under their chair if they happen to look, or an idol or something, or all kinds of random stuff to spice up the game.
Has it ever happened where a person was voted not to participate and then gets voted off?
I'm sure it happened for sure. Yeah, because they're you're the weak link. Go sit down, and then we lost. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure
because it's not their fault. You guys lost.
Yeah,
but that's
for
funny.
Sure happened.
Okay.
We start at Pagong 2 episodes in a row. Look at that.
They're showing some love.
We're changing things now. Vibes are a little bit down.
They're sad.
This is when Greg has an ear infection.
This is Greg's ear
so
infection.
Mike spoke a little soon.
Okay.
And but he does have an ear infection. They really don't touch on it much. They literally say it 1 second.
We don't get any clips of him getting,
and
any medical attention.
They either take care of it or he just toughens it out through.
I think legally they would have to.
You would think, but
at least give him antibiotics or something.
Probably. Gretchen voices that she's unhappy and she wants just more effort from the tribe in kind of doing stuff.
How Gretchen and BB got close in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It's kind of showing on Gretchen a little bit, a little bit of the BB attitude has kind of made its way to Gretchen. And maybe she's not wrong. Maybe these youngsters aren't pulling their own weight.
Well, I mean, Colleen and Greg are going off doing whatever they want.
They're fucking in the woods.
Who's to say?
I think that's what they're doing.
Well, we'll get to that.
That's exactly what
it's part of the episode. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
I know you want to talk about that.
That's the most interesting thing that happened all season. Other than Richard voting for Stacy out of nowhere.
For reasons that
shall not be known.
That he just can't explain.
And I loved it.
But he has reasons. He just can't explain it. He just doesn't know what they are. And then we go over to the Tagi tribe, and Tagi, they're using their parachute that they got to give them some shade.
Yeah, I thought that was really smart.
Brilliant. Good job, you guys.
And if it's waterproof, even better.
Double down. Everybody's getting tired of Dirk and Sean fishing. They haven't caught anything still. They are...
And Jesus. I think they're a little bit peeved of Dirk's Jesusness.
For sure.
I think Rudy made a comment about he's going to wipe his ass with the Bible.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Was that Rudy or Richard?
No, that was Rudy.
Yeah. Yeah, Rudy was like, I'm a little bit religious, but I'll wipe my ass with the Bible.
Right. He's like, the only time I would be out here with the Bible is...
to wipe my ass.
To wipe my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Rudy.
That's the seal coming out.
Yeah, he's a seal, all right. So yeah, they haven't caught anything, and I guess they've wasted about 25 hours.
That's a lot.
Fishing. 3 full days.
Yeah.
Just daytime of fishing and just wasted.
And Susan is over it.
And the guys look like they're upset that they're not getting anything, but they're just they're literally out there talking to each other and going, we could be at home doing this, doing that. At least we're out here fishing.
Right. They think this is vacation.
Yeah. And once again, by the way,
white privilege,
white male privilege coming out, where they're just everybody else can do their shit, and we will just pretend like we're doing something, but really we'll just be out rafting.
I'm gonna eat whatever fish Rich gets. Yep. I'm gonna eat whatever starch Susan finds, and they need me for the games, so I'm gonna be here cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
And I'm sick of it.
Fact. Then Jeff shows up with a rifle.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know why he showed up with a rifle, because there's no rifle in the challenge.
There's no gun.
But he shows up with a rifle.
I know. What is Jeff, man?
Which is just not something that would have... Okay.
It was confusing. I didn't understand it.
The next challenge is the first annual Weapons Target Classic.
Is this something that returns?
I don't think so. I haven't seen the second season, so I don't know.
Okay, but it's not in any of the seasons that you've watched?
Sure as shoot doesn't make it to season 8.
Okay.
Or 9 or 10 or wherever I started.
So the name is stupid.
It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous, and him showing up with a gun is ridiculous. It's a rewards challenge. What you do is you got to shoot a blowgun, a slingshot, and throw a spear, and you get 3 people from each tribe, and
one in each designated specialty.
Precisely.
And you got to knock out some fruit and get some fruit.
Yeah, exactly. Susan is appearing to be the spear goat.
Yeah. Do both teams get fruit at the end, or is it like is it the only person that won the
winning team gets the fruit? I think
the whole thing. I thought it was so. Like
I didn't see the other team the other tribe eating fruit.
That's what I'm like. Yeah. I didn't either. But
only winners get
the one thing I did remember seeing was that after, I believe it was after the slingshot round, they had split some of the fruit in half, and I didn't know. Or no, it was after the blow dart round where they had split some of the fruit in half because they both got the fruit with the blow dart. So I don't know if like whatever fruit you got, that's yours to keep. And then in the last one, once they won that was like when the ultimate special prize came out.
I hope so. They deserve some fruit. Fuck it.
I think that's what happened.
Sure.
It wasn't edited in a way to you really could see what happened. And like the whole thing was built up to the ending prize, and the ending prize was stupid.
I agree. So yeah, like I said, Susan's the spear goat. Rich can shoot the slingshot pretty darn well, and Sean seems to know how to really use a blowgun. They make it seem like Tagi should win, and Pagong just don't look ready based on what they're showing.
No, the edits that we're getting. Sorry, my gut is making all sorts of noises today.
Don't be sorry.
The edits that we were getting was like Tagi is unstoppable. They are natural born hunters.
Yeah. And
the edits of Pagong we're getting is just miss after miss after miss.
Exactly. The blow dart competition. So they go and they have their competition. It's kind of interesting that they have them practice. It isn't something that happens frequently. Once in a while, they do allow them to practice, but very, very rare type of thing. But anyway, the blow dart seems pretty even. The slingshot, where they knock fruit off, or have to like break a vase. It seems like Rich is doing really well in that one. Seems like he's kind of leading that charge.
Yep. Leave it to the gate into a sling.
Yep. And then Susan versus Joel to toss the spear. The most dramatic part of the challenge, so to speak.
Right. I think the most difficult.
Probably. I would say so. And Joel pretty much gets a bullseye pretty close to the center.
Yeah.
On his final toss, and Susan just misses by like an inch and a half, 2 inches. Was so close to winning, but a loss is a loss. And for those nipple ring fans out there, they really had a lot of shots where the nipple ring was present.
They did.
In this challenge.
It was a lot of nipple. Nipple was really making an appearance.
So if you're watching Survivor for the nipple rings, tune in.
Because I believe only nipple has a nipple piercing.
Correct.
Yeah.
One nipple piercing.
But he got like 80% of the screen time.
Yep. It's great. The special prize was there were chickens.
Yeah.
And fruit.
And we don't even know if they were hens, like to lay eggs, but they were saying that they were going to lay eggs.
They named the chickens. What do they name them?
I don't remember.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. But there's only 2 chickens.
Must not be. Who knows? Who's to say?
Unless lunch and dinner is one name.
Could be. Very well could be.
But we don't get scenes of them eating the chicken.
They hadn't decided what they were gonna. They're like, we're gonna wait a day or two to see if they lay an egg, and if they don't, and then everybody's like to the camera, they're like, we're just gonna kill them and eat them. We don't care about the egg.
Exactly.
Which I thought was pretty funny
because they're savages.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Pagong is loving having the reward.
Yeah, their spirits have now been lifted after 2.5 episodes of depression.
Oh yeah. Rich goes out spearfishing and he catches just this monster eel.
Yeah, kind of a cool fish.
Pretty cool. Susan is bummed that she couldn't beat a man on live TV.
Right. She couldn't take down the patriarchy.
Which I'm a little bummed too.
So I was rooting for you, girl.
I'm a little
I think
bummed
we
too.
all were. We were ready to watch that patriarchal bullshit collapse on national television, but alas, the patriarchy persists.
Right. They cook the eel.
Mm-hmm.
They overcook the eel.
Allegedly, that's what Rich said.
And watching them eat that eel looked disgusting.
I think Rudy was not about it either. Rudy did not appreciate the eel.
The eel looked so chewy.
And as fish goes, like I've had eel like in sushi and stuff. It's unagi if you're familiar. And if it's not cooked correctly, it can be a very chewy fish.
I'm sure it's tough to cook it correctly on a beach with limited materials too.
Absolutely. I couldn't do it. That's for sure.
Sure as you couldn't. Then we go back to Pagong, and they kind of have the the question that, like, is Greg the leader?
Yep.
The overbearing question.
Yep.
He makes a nest in the woods to sleep on.
Because he doesn't like sleeping with the group, which I can understand that. You know, lots of noises, lots of sounds, smells. I can understand like wanting a space of your own in that moment. But I think of it more as actually just a place for him and Colleen to go back and have a little hanky-panky time.
Yeah, I mean, Colleen sleeps with Greg. They make that clear.
Yep.
A little survivor romance. A little Romo.
Our first survivor romance.
Yep, something to note.
There has to be others in later seasons.
Pretty sure, didn't Colleen pretty much just be like, we're just having a lot of sex?
That's like, really, yeah, that's what
she literally straight up said that. And then it went to Greg and he was like, we're just friends. We're just friends.
It's like,
she's like, I'm really horny. And like, it's just like,
that's it.
Greg's like, no. And then like they're walking with her arms and interlocked in their shoulder. And it's just like, chill.
Like Colleen is very much saying, is just like, yeah, we're just a friends with benefits on the show.
Exactly.
And Greg is just like, yeah, we're friends. And Colleen's like, we're fucking.
Yeah, we are literally fucking. So.
And it's kind of great.
It is great. I agree. It's good stuff.
I wonder if it ever turned into something after. But one of them has a relationship outside of the show. Was it Jenna? Is it Colleen?
Jenna is the single mom.
Okay. Maybe then it's Colleen. Somebody has a boyfriend out. Kelly,
because Dirk was being a creep.
Yes.
A couple episodes ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Because Dirk is never. He's a virgin.
Yeah.
And he's gonna leave Survivor.
He's
virgin.
full of, Christ's fluid.
We go back to Tagi, and Rich is trying to hunt a snake.
I forget.
And it's a poisonous snake, by the way.
It's not a water moccasin. That's like what it is in the Midwest. I forget what it's called. But it's a very deadly snake. One that if you get bit, you are fucked.
Yeah, they said 6 hours and you're dead.
Yeah, it's a very, very deadly snake.
But he grabbed the thing, threw it in the water, was watching it swim, and then they were like, I bet the producers were like, listen, man, we're not going to let you do that anymore.
Right. We don't have any anti-venom anywhere near this establishment.
They talk about how skinny Dirk is getting.
They make a Holocaust reference.
They make a Holocaust reference, which is bold.
Wild. And it came from my girl Sue. It did.
I don't think it's going to tarnish her situation, though. I think
no.
She's going to stay strong.
She's
just a cutthroat bitch.
It was the Wisconsin coming out. Mm-hmm. You know, I think we can give her some grace.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to her. Sean and Dirk decide that they're going to start to help, which I think it's funny. It almost goes with Too Little Too Late last episode.
Exactly.
And now they're doing the same thing. And you know what? Too little, too late. And
I
they
wish
go,
you could vote them both.
Yeah, that would be something. But then they go actually searching for tapioca, and Sean finds one root of tapioca, and that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. And then they find out what the challenge is, and it's called Shipwrecked. And they determine that Kelly will be the one to row because she is literally a river guide.
Correct.
And she's ready to beat Jarvis any day, is what she says. And they know that Pagong is going to choose Jarvis. And then they go to Pagong, and Pagong is like, but they know that we know that they know that we know that we're going to choose Jarvis. And then they're like, but we don't have any other choice.
Exactly. Like, it's not going to make a difference whatsoever.
So Jarvis is the rower for them.
Absolutely.
So dumb. And like I said, it's called the challenge is called Shipwrecked, where you have to pretty much just save your tribe by paddling to them and picking them up. I thought that this challenge was worse than the last challenge.
I agree. Again, it's always on the precipice of potential. Like, if there was just another element,
a puzzle at the end,
something like
something.
one of like, I don't know, like the people are having like, you know, codes or secrets on their life vests, and,
Right.
and you have to decipher the code once you get them all, like something like that.
Something. Anywho, not so good. Jarvis rises to the occasion and Pagong wins. I just noted not a good episode for feminism.
Not a good episode for feminism.
Yeah,
correct.
Susan lost.
Kelly lost.
Now Kelly's losing. It's a damn shame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The patriarch was really arcing. This
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. What are you gonna do? Tribal comes, and I just kind of noted that the three people on the hot seat are Sean, Dirk, or Rudy, as we know.
Yep.
And Richard is just becoming so prepared.
Yeah.
Just so prepared every step of the way. Sean uses his white male privilege to claim that he's just there to have fun.
Yeah.
And he said that on the boat or on the raft when he was fishing earlier.
Yep.
And he just mentions it again and again, and it's just not what you should be saying, because you're not. You're actually there to win $1 million.
Right. $1 million.
$1 million. Or I mean, I guess I know that he's just gonna go back to being a neurologist and like make fine money and go back to his life, but wouldn't it be nice to go back with $1 million and then do it?
And the title of America's First Survivor?
Yeah. Anywho, whatever.
Just an idea.
Stupid stuff. Dirk communicates that he hasn't contributed much, and that's a fact.
Which I don't know why you would. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, I guess, but like, wouldn't you want to sell yourself in that moment?
A little bit, but like at the end of the day, he was just like, I tried to catch fish, didn't work. Tried to get tapioca, didn't work. And he didn't do anything.
No, that's correct. And then the whole group was being like, you're becoming ill.
Yeah, literally.
You know, so like, I think maybe he saw the writing on the wall where he was going.
Yeah.
He needed Christ in a cheeseburger.
So Jeff brings up the idea of alliances.
Yeah.
And kind of asks Richard, which I thought was a little cheeky. And
trying to stir that pot.
And Richard just plays dumb.
Yep.
Like the smart motherfucker that he is.
Yep.
He pretty much is like, I see us going off into twos here and twos there and twos here. And, you know, we as a whole are a tribe, and like they have their tribe, and those are the groups as I see it.
And
when like
I think it was a mastercraft in corporate bullshit.
It was so good.
Yeah, I thought it really was.
Yeah, he did so good at playing dumb. Come to vote, and they only show 4 of the 6 votes because Sue gets 1 vote, probably from Dirk or something.
Maybe Sean.
Or Sean, who cares?
I think Nipple.
Yeah, probably Nipple. And then Dirk just gets 3 votes. Bye-bye, Dirk. It's about time. There's no room on the show for Jesus.
Nope. Christ has left the building.
And not Dirk at the end. And he's just like, thank the Lord for getting me voted off. And thank the Lord for giving me this opportunity. And
you know what? Thank the Lord for getting you off my screen. I was so done with him.
All part of the Lord's plan.
Fuck you and the Lord's plan.
And I will continue to follow the Lord's plan.
Oh my God. I hated that moment so much.
And
that's like, I hate it when anybody wins an award for anything and they're like, I just want to thank God first, because without Christ I wouldn't be here. No, shut the fuck up.
Literally shut the fuck up.
Thank your parents, because actually without them you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Even if you hate your parents, they're still the ones that fucked and had you. So those moments always get me.
Go off, Mike.
Thank you.
Go off.
I mean, I'll save it for Sofa Tomatoes, but
go off.
I can't. It's just get your Christ and shove it up your ass and get it out of my face. Especially when Dirk was being like, why you gay, Rich? Why is it a lifestyle?
This is a fact.
I don't know. Why is losing your lifestyle, Christ boy?
Yeah, agreed. All right,
Oh,
all right. Let's switch the tone a little bit.
okay.
Let's switch the tone.
I'm off my my soapbox.
Okay. So now we're at the part of the show. We're keeping you in center, so don't you dare move.
I do want to say though that I was correct
Yeah.
for both of my guesses,
right about Ramona, and we were correct about Dirk. We both agreed on that.
but like I was first.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna move on to the next. Let's see if you can continue your streak.
okay.
Let's see
I'm on
if you can.
I'm so ready.
So season 1. So first of all, let's talk about it. How'd you like this format of us doing 2 episodes?
I like it.
I think that
I
it's
think a half hour designated to each
better.
episode is good.
and I think that we gave it the proper amount of time. So I think that we should continue this if we
I
can.
agree.
We'll see if the next episode's banging. We might not be able to, but I really think that we'll be good. We'll do
I
it
agree.
this way going forward. So listeners, thanks for sticking with us, and we'll just see what happens here. So Mike, who's going to go home next on the Tagi tribe? We have Sean, Rudy, Richard, Susan, and Kelly.
I think Rudy.
Okay.
Even though the scheme is to get rid of Sean first,
You think they're going to keep him around?
I think they're going to keep him around because he might prove to be valuable in the next challenge. That's just my theory.
That's for episode 6. Who on the Pagong tribe do you think is gone? You want me to say names?
No.
Can you say them off the top of your head?
You have Colleen, Greg, Gretchen, Joel, Jarvis,
And
Kelly.
Jenna.
Jenna.
Kelly's on the other one. Good job, though. Really, it's not that easy off the top of your head.
Yeah,
Just to be
I'm
saying
trying.
names like that.
So
So good job. So who's next to go?
Jenna.
Jenna. Mike. Episode 6. Well, I'm gonna go against that, and I think that Sean is for sure gonna go.
Okay. I think that's fair.
I think that it's just he has to.
I think
he's just a failure.
my theory is that Rudy's going to do something to piss off Susan, and the
Mhm.
tribe is going to turn on Rudy.
Interesting. And then I think that the racism is going to continue, and I think Jarvis is next to go on Pagong.
I can understand that.
But it also depends what happens in the challenge. Like if he does good in the next challenge,
Right.
I could see you being right about Jenna. I could see somehow votes slipping to Colleen somehow,
Yeah.
or Greg being surprised because they're tired of the romance thing.
Maybe.
But maybe not. Episode 6. Episode 7. So you think Rudy's gonna go home on Tagi? Is it safe to say you think Sean's?
I think Sean is 7.
Ep 7. Yeah. Okay. Ep 7 for Mike. Ep 7 for me. Oh, who do you think Ep 7 for Pagong?
I think Jarvis.
You're going Jarvis Ep 7.
Yeah, I think that is what's going to happen, unfortunately, because I don't know what Jeff's problem is, but he's really gunning for him.
I think that I almost consider that he just doesn't even know how to stir the pot yet, and that's the only way that he sees at that point when he called him out.
guess.
I'm just guessing. I hope
It's
in
possible.
the most positive light that I
Yeah,
can
it's
find.
possible.
I
I don't think Jeff is a racist, but I think some of his maybe prejudices are showing out.
yeah, yeah,
Like the prejudices of just TV in America.
for sure. I agree. I think episode 7, if it's not going to be Jarvis, I'm gonna go long shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Greg.
Really?
I think that
Like he gets too sick or something?
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just think that something surprising's gotta happen.
Okay.
Okay. And it's probably wrong, and that's okay. You're gonna stick with Susan as your winner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tried and true, baby. Because if it comes down to Rich versus Sue, I think the tribe's going to pick Sue.
I'm gonna say my winner is switching to Gretchen.
Okay.
as a winner.
Who did you have before that as your winner?
I had Greg.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But now, after the romance thing, I don't think he's going to make it. I really don't. So, anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Sofa Survivors. I'm Tom Sofa.
And I'm Mike Tomato.
And tune in next week for the next couple episodes. We're going to continue to bring the heat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.